Okay, so my friend Abby dropped off her Samurai. She got this thing for a pretty good deal. It's not bad shape. It's got a little crunched corner, but it's on 33s, good springs. It's open diffs. It's got a couple of like wiring issues. It's got some driveline issues. The rear one's too short, missing some hardware. But all in all, not too bad. It's got T-case gears. I'm not sure which ones they are yet. We're gonna get this thing ready to snow run. She wants to go snow run with us. Crappy little winch, tiny little guy. And we're gonna set the thing up to where it's good to go and she doesn't have to worry. First things first, I'm gonna rip out all the nasty wiring. I hate terrible wiring, and that's gotta go. All right, this is the pile of stuff we ripped out so far. The CB is gonna go back in. I tested it and it does work. It's gotta be moved though, because where it was at, where you put it in first gear, it would, the shifter would hit the CB. Radio, I don't know if it works, but it's so old, and you can get just a regular Bluetooth head unit for real cheap nowadays. Probably just replace it with a $30 one. Haven't dug into the headlights yet. That's on my list. Probably not today. It does seem to run okay. Got to fix the top. It is not connected up there. So we need the piece that goes across the windshield, which she has a new one, but I suspect all the holes are stripped out, so it's gonna take some work. Both windows don't have a crank, and it's completely round. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. Probably make some door straps. That one's got vice grips on it, but when I did roll it down, it came off the track. Yeah, there's a bunch of wiring mess going on that needs addressed. So don't catch on fire. There is only 2 driveline bolts in there, and it needs a driveline spacer. So we're gonna get it up in the air, measure for that. I'm also gonna check and see what gears it has in it. After screwing with it for quite a while, I got the windshield header in. It's still gonna leak right here, but I got a couple of ideas for that. And I got the top bow installed correctly. They had the little plastic pieces right here on the tub where it mounts flipped. So the left one was on the right and the right one was on the left. A little bit of a puzzle, not having owned a Samurai for quite a few years, but got that fixed and got the top on the best I could. These 2 snaps don't fit because she got crunched a little bit. And that one is off quite a ways. But I'm thinking if I can get a couple more snaps, I might be able to put it like right there, just so it kind of holds, and then into this screwed up metal here. And then at least they would snap. It probably wouldn't be real straight, like it might have a wrinkle in it, but at least it would snap. Check this out. Defrost works. Andrew came by to give us a hand, give me a hand, I guess. We're gonna start tackling some of the things. We've got our list together.
Before I was a Toyota guy, I was a Samurai guy, and I technically still have one.
And actually, before I was ever any kind of wheeling guy, I was a Samurai, and I think I sold Andrew's first Samurai.
Yeah, my first Samurai I got from Chuck.
Oh, now we're getting into the history books here.
$200.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So we're going to start pulling the dash out because this thing's got a lot of gross wiring going on. You know, we got like house wire nuts going on here and like cut wires everywhere. And I mean, you see the pile that I've pulled out. And the headlights don't work. And the alternator wire runs into the cab and back out. And I don't know where it goes. And that could burn the thing down. So we gotta at least make the thing safe.
So And the dash has got to come out anyways because this window frame, you know, this is kind of common with Samurais, but it's got no wipers also. And I think I have one of these. I don't know if it's any good. If not, we'll fix this one, but it's got to come out anyways for that reason. So we're going to start in on it.
I think this was the first of 14 screws that we had to weld a nut on to get the things out. Okay, we got the dash out and we're starting to just kind of look at some of this wiring. Got to figure out the windshield wiper, so we got to the windshield wiper motor. And some of the wiring over here, let me show you. As soon as we can get all this figured out, then I think we'll be in pretty good shape. I think, I don't know, I don't want to speak too soon, but yeah, what is that?
That's a winch in and out.
No, that powers everything.
Who knows?
Oh, no. I don't know what that is. What a mess.
Don't worry, folks. Chuck will fix it, make it minty. All right, ready?
Get it?
Got that one. Nice. Okay, hold it there. Got one more.
Rusty.
That guy there.
C's.
Oh, no.
So the most dreaded part of this nasty wiring was getting the headlights working. And they're on, baby. And I'm not sure if you can see this in the video, but high beams work too. Doing an oil change on the Samurai. I did the plugs just a minute ago. They didn't have a cap and rotor in stock, so I just pulled that one off, checked it out. It looked good. We're gonna fix these brake lines here in a minute. Put some new stays, weld in some new stays anyway, and got some longer lines so it can actually droop out, because right now, that's all you get. Big old crack in that exhaust where it comes down from the manifold to the cat, and the cat itself is bad. So if we can get new exhaust from here up to the flange where it connects to the manifold, I think this thing will sound a lot better and be much happier, not so damn rattly. All right, I'm pulling out the seats to reinforce the holes that have rusted into the floor where the seat bolts go through, and also to get the slides on the seat working a lot better. I'm gonna pull them apart, grease them, and let me show you what I'm dealing with here as far as the holes go. So, see that one there? This one's dented down pretty good. Yeah, it's cracked. These two are okay. That one's gone. That one's gone. So I found some cardboard, made some templates, traced it out on some steel. Driver's side is this 2 squares, like that. Passenger side, that's the passenger outside. And that's the passenger inside. Time to cut some metal. Passenger side. Driver side. Once I flatten those out, set the seat in there, mark where the holes are, drill new holes. I don't have any M8 weld nuts, or I think they're M8s, but I do have some riv nuts. I'll probably use those. Apparently you got to move around when you're welding thin stuff. Why didn't you guys tell me that? Okay, the nut certs I happen to have are stainless, so they take a lot of effort to get set. You thread them on there. I like to put a little WD to help the tool thread out of there easy. Sometimes it doesn't. Okay. And that one's squished all the way. That's all it takes. So that guy's gonna hang down a little bit, and then I got some longer brake lines because the old ones were stretched and rubber in terrible condition. I realize this after the fact, but I probably screwed this up. That, the brake line's not gonna be able to seat against. So I gotta cut that weld out of there. And I'm just setting the windshield back in. I got the wiper reinforcement plates, got them in there. There's some rust creating a hole up there. I used some black silicone, clean that off. But the wipers are gonna work now. All the linkage is connected. There's not just a big gaping rust hole. So now I just gotta bolt everything up, and then this thing will have a windshield again. So pretty stoked on that. Got all new stainless hardware because the old stuff was terrible. Unfortunately, they didn't have all matching hardware, so some happened to be screws, some happened to be bolts. We are working on Abby's Samurai. She came up to help. She's helping pull the T-case. We're pulling the T-case because this thing has pretty low gears in the transfer case, and Samurais have a tendency to rip the bolts loose and rip the bracket off the frame if you don't build a better brace for it. So we will be doing that, changing the fluid. We just drained the rear diff oil because we're gonna throw a rear locker in it. We're not gonna do a front until she gets power steering, which might be a little bit. But then we'll probably do a front. Got the windshield back on, got the dash back in there. We're making some pretty good progress today.